Good afternoon. This is Rev Carolyn Harville from the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you for joining me. I was talking about Sunday, Room on the Broom, a little book that I read to the group when we talked about how do we make space for the people that maybe are not as easy to like as some others, or that seem very different from us. How do we welcome them into our lives, welcome them onto the journey that we're all on, and move forward? And so the stories I told were a little long to put on a video, and so I was thinking about it, and I thought of a little story I haven't told in a while. So I wanted to share that with you today. There were two monks. One was been a monk years and years, decades, and a new monk. He was still in training and working on becoming a full-fledged monk, but he had been in the monastery for a while. But he and his master, the older guy, were on a trip, and they were walking, as monks do, and as they did, they came to a river. And standing next to the river was a young lady. And she was looking at the river. It wasn't that deep, and it wasn't that strong, but she realized that if she walked across, she would ruin her shoes, she would get the bottom of her dress wet, and she just wasn't sure. So they stood there a couple of minutes and looked at her and looked at the river, and they realized what was wrong with her not going forward. And so the young monk went, picked her up, walked through the river, set her down on the riverbank, and then kept on going. Well, the older monk was seething. He kept walking, and he didn't say anything, but he was just seething with anger. And so when they got to their resting place that night, and they were sitting around the fire, he said, how could you touch a woman? Pick her up and carry her across the river. You know that we don't do those things. We don't touch women. We don't really talk to them. We have nothing to do with them. That is not part of our faith. And he was just really angry. And the young monk sat and thought for a minute. He said, well, I set her down on the riverbank and hadn't thought of her since. How long have you carried her? How long have you carried the things in your life that are not to your benefit? How often have you seethed at something that really a year from now you'll never remember? I had a teacher one time that said, if you get angry, ask yourself, am I going to remember this day a year from now? Probably not. I might be angry at someone I love over something simple. I might be angry at people in the shopping malls. I made a terrible mistake on Saturday and went to Mall St. Matthews. That was a terrible mistake. When I got into the store that I was going to, and I looked around and I thought, I can't do this. And I got back in my car and I came home. And I'll go during the week when there's not so many people there. But before Christmas, on a Saturday, going to the mall, not a good idea. We do that. We get upset about things, and they don't deserve our anger. They don't deserve our attention. And if we can learn to set it down on the riverbank and leave it, then we can move on to things that are to our benefit. Move on to things that lift us up and bring us joy. We are always at choice. Oftentimes we will say things like, she made me so mad. Well, the truth is that she did something and you decided it was worthy of anger and you gave it your all. So she didn't make you angry. You chose to be angry. And so you can choose not to be. You can choose to live this holiday season blessing all those that you see, letting go of any negative thoughts or negative feelings, and really enjoying the lights, the joy, the beauty, the love of this season. So I do wish you a really happy holiday time. That whatever it is that will help you to have the holiday of your choice will come to you and be a part of your life, your thoughts, your experiences. So, happy holidays. I want to take just a moment to say that next week, Wendy Sharp will be speaking. She's not spoken for us before, but I think that she will be really good, and I think that people will really enjoy it. So I invite you to come and hear her. The next Sunday is the 22nd, and we will be talking about the holiday. We will be celebrating tradition and celebrating new life and new awareness. So those things are coming up on the first Sunday in January. We always have Social Sunday. And so we'll be doing that after January 1st, I can't remember what day it is, but the first Sunday in January. And in between that 29th of December, we will be talking about how do we make plans for the coming year. And we'll be doing some things around that. So I invite you to join us anytime that you can. We're at 300 Spring every Sunday morning in Jeffersonville, and we welcome you to come and join us. So now, go and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.